For me, the best thing that I can say is he's coachable, and he has a Division I shot. I mean, if you're looking for a shooter, a pure shooter, Zach Graham is the kid.
He have heart, and you can't coach that. You know, he do the things that you just don't coach in practice. You don't coach diving on the floor after basketball. You just don't coach that. You know, you don't coach taking charges like he takes.
He does the little things. He hustles. He defends the passing lane. He'll box out on rebounds. On a drive, he's not one of the guys that thinks he tries to block everything. He's willing to give up his body, for the team.
Well, he's a good leader on the team, basketball-wise and school-wise, too. Zach's a student in the Liberal Arts and Science Academy, which is a highly selective program. It's like being on an all-star team academically, and Zach has carried over that competitiveness to make good grades to the basketball court. My first impression of Zach Graham was that he was a good ball handler. That caught my attention right away. The second thing that I really noticed about Zach is his three-point shooting ability.
I had watched him a couple of times, and his hustle, his shooting ability, and things really impressed me.
When I first saw Zach play, I thought Zach was a great shooter. My experience with seeing him, his fundamentals were sound, his technique, everything with his shooting was perfect.
He enjoyed shooting the basketball.
It's time to practice. Zach is there. After practice, he's standing, he's shooting. We've got the gun, and he's shooting jump shot after jump shot, and he's, just working on his game.
Zach Graham's one of the hardest workers I've seen in my years here. He's willing to do whatever it takes as far as his shooting. He realizes that quickness is not genetically one of his strengths, so I've seen him work real hard to do that during the off season as far as lifting weights and doing a thing we call super legs, where we're trying to get our vertical up. He was one of the leaders in the off season as far as really working hard and trying to improve all aspects of his game.
To be a leader, you got to outwork everybody on the floor. That's where I see it, and I think Zach would do that.
Zach is one of the guys that leads by example. He's going to be at practice every day, and he's going to give you his effort, his 100% maximum effort every day.
He's a stay-focused young man, from what I observed. He's at the point where academics, I don't even check his grades anymore. I mean, I should maybe, but I don't. And he's going to be in practice, and the 4 years he's been with me, probably haven't missed full practice, and so he's going to be there, and he's going to work hard.
One of the ways that I've seen him improve is that physically he's gotten bigger. He's gotten bigger, he's gotten stronger. That tells me that he's been working. With his more bulky frame, now he's been able to be a better defensive player.
His defense is something you gotta want to do, and his defense is really coming on to another level.
Something that stuck out recently for me is in our fall league game, he took a couple of charges. And we have a hard time getting our players to take a charge in a regular high school game. But to see a young man take a charge in a fall league game shows me a lot about his desire to win.
He stands right there and just take that charge and then jump right up, and boy, he's happy about what he has done.
I've already mentioned his defense. He's gotten a lot better. But his passing skills, he's always been, in my mind, a very good dribbler. But I think at his freshman year, he was dribbling to score. Now he's able to incorporate dribbling to find an open man, knowing when he's open, when to shoot the ball, and when to dish it off to a teammate.
His shooting has always been there, but his effort on defense, his ball handling skills, when I first met him, he was a two-guard. He could catch and shoot. Now he's able to create his own shot off the dribble. Now he's able to contribute to his team as far as a defensive guard. And I think that's important going into college, because as a college guard, you've got to be able to play both ends.
If you've been around basketball a lot, you can tell who understands, offense and defense and who doesn't.
Zach definitely has a high basketball IQ.
As a young player, he was able to get away with not having the foot speed because he understood the game. He wasn't as fast as the bigger kids and the older kids, but he understood the aspects of the game, where he needed to be, where he needed to get the ball to for our team to be successful.
Part of his ability is that he can see things ahead. He kind of analyzes things so that when we're doing drills or putting in a new offense, he's always thinking about it.
A lot of people, a lot of kids, you know, they'll shake their head and say, yes, I understand what it is that I need to do. But the minute that you go through and start doing it, you know, and it just kind of falls apart. He has the ability to focus and to do the things that we're teaching him to do, you know.
And I think his game is going to go to another level. I just really do believe that.
So I'm really looking forward to this year with Zach's ability to shoot the ball and the fact that we have some taller guys inside to open up the floor for him.
He's been shooting that three and that mid-range jumper since he was a baby. I'm looking for big things from him this year, to be honest with you. I told him, man, just let it go. Just let it go, man.
I expect, I just accept no less for us to be in the Urban Center in the Final Four. And Zach's going to have to be a major part of that for us to get there.
I think his role as he's gotten a little bit older has changed a little bit in that aspect to where he's not having to carry a lot of the scoring load. So he's been able to, you know, fill rows in as opposed to being the main guy. Now he's someone who is part of a bigger, you know, the team.
One of the things that's really impressed me about Zach is that he is able to accept a role on the team. Some guys on our team can't handle that. Zach is the type that is always thinking about the team. He's concerned about his role, and he's very competitive, but he doesn't let that affect his attitude on the bench. When it's time to go in, he goes in with a smile on his face. When you take him out, he slaps hands and encourages his teammate, doesn't come out sulking.
Well, if you know Zach, then you know he's a great kid and he loves his peers. I would say on the scale from 1 to 10, as far as team first, me first, Zach is 10 as far as team first. If I'm a college coach, I'm looking at Zach like you're a hell of a piece to this puzzle. We can put you in with anybody, and I know you'll make that person better.
What I would tell a coach is he's the type of kid, if he's not starting his first year, he's not going to be a problem. He's not going to be backstabbing. He's not going to be worrying about playing time. He's going to be worrying about getting better and improving his game.
Number one, what college coaches like to hear, and I tell them nothing but the truth. Number one is he's a great student. That's number one. You won't have any problem at him with his grades. Number two, he's a hard worker. He's a hard worker. He's gonna give you all he have. He's a kid that is gonna he's gonna grow more. He's already having a nice shot. He already worked hard on defense. This kind of kid, you know, that you can count on for 4 years.
He's a can't miss kind of guy. You know, if you see him on the court, you see him off the court. He's always where he's supposed to be. Always doing what he's supposed to do.
He's honest, mature. He's just one that you can depend upon.
Zach's not going to be one of the guys that burns you. He's going to be one of the guys that you have to worry about the least. So, you know, as far as basketball skill and everything else, he's got what it takes.
My impression of Zach on the college level is that he can fit in perfect on a college team. Now, everything is timing and everything is going to the right program. But as an athlete, from an athletic standpoint, he can definitely help and contribute at any level. He has the mindset and the athletic ability, the maturity to be a key contributor to a D1 program, wherever it is.
If any college coach gives Zach Graham a chance, they won't be disappointed.
Just 3 words, I don't know, because he's a Steelers fan, so let me think of 3 words. That'll be correct.
Intense, he is accountable, and he's a team player.
Smart, competitive, and a good shooter.
That team player is actually 2 words, but we'll make it 1.
I would have to say shooter, like I said, leader, and winner.
Zach Graham definitely have a will to win. He wants to win, that's the bottom line. And I can see this carrying over into life itself also, not just in the sport. I think whatever career he pursues, I think he'll be at the top of his career. he definitely is a warrior.